So we want to talk about Tyla, the singer Tyla's. She did a song with Sean Paul and all of that. She had an epic EP fail the other day when Charlamagne asked her what's her background because she comes off of as a black American or a black South African, which she's not. She's mixed with Zulu and Indian. Her parents are Zulu and Indian. So this girl come out as a black girl, singing make it jump, jump, jump like any black girl. And then now we get to understand that's not what she is. So cultural appropriation and also lying to the black community and also had an EP fail when Charlamagne the God asked her what's her background, her ethnic background.
See coming was this. Her personality, her commentary, and her presentation wouldn't translate with the same ease, especially not in the US. While the song caught fire, the artist behind it slowly became a question mark. Her interviews began circulating for the wrong reasons, and the confident image she once projected started to crack under scrutiny. Only months later, in December 2023, Tyla attracted some major controversy. According to the BBC, Tyla created a culture war when one of her old TikToks surfaced. In it, she wore her hair in Bantu knots and sported a traditional beaded necklace as the words, "I am a colored South African," appeared proudly on the screen. It was the word colored that threw off Black Americans. But in South Africa, colored is a formal racial classification, and for many, a proud cultural identity born from a messy cocktail of colonialism and apartheid. According to the BBC and Rolling Stone, Tyla identifies as having Zulu, Indian, Mauritian, and Irish roots.
What did I
So
say?
she wasn't rejecting blackness, she was presenting her specific South African experience. But Black Americans weren't having it. In the US, the word colored drips with Jim Crow era trauma. It evokes whites-only signs and segregated drinking fountains. Psychological studies on racial trauma show how language can reactivate generational pain.
Yeah.
So while Tyla was trying to represent nuance, the US heard a slur. Social media users dragged Tyla by those Bantu knots.
Bestie, you're so damn messy, girl. Oh, Lord, not dragged about the Bantu nuts. Yeah.
People accused her of trying to distance herself from blackness while profiting from it. Her braids and her beat drops were acceptable, but her refusal to simply say, "I'm black," made people suspicious. South Africans defended her, accusing Americans of ethnocentric thinking. But perception is personal, and the global stage doesn't come with cultural disclaimers. You don't get to explain your context in real time, and when you're silent too long, others will fill in the blanks for you. In April 2024, Tyla spoke to Cosmopolitan about the controversy. She said she was glad people were having the conversation around race and identity and learning that Africa is more than just black and white. She added, "Just that I grew up as a South African knowing myself as colored. I'm also mixed race. I'm also black." Cool.
No, you're not.
But fans weren't looking for philosophy.
No,
they
she's
wanted
not.
clarity. There's a psychological theory called cognitive dissonance. It says people get uncomfortable when they can't make sense of something. Tyla's explanation didn't bridge the gap between her intentions and her...
So after that, people, they beat her senseless because they're basically saying that's what ended their career.
Brief, where we talk about the
watch their performances. That's how I like to get to know a new artist, things like that, right? So I was actually waiting for the Breakfast Club interview to drop when she had it. And I remember when it dropped, I watched it. Literally, as soon as it dropped, I watched it on YouTube, right? And when it got to that point of the interview, when he asked her about her identity, and she turned and looked at him and didn't say nothing, I literally was like this watching the interview.
Yeah.
Because I was like, anything
space and your team doesn't want you to talk about race, the optics of
right here.
me.
When Charlamagne asked her, listen, look.
Or she can't even get into it. Her management cuts in like the Secret Service taking a bullet. We don't want to talk about race.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
See? She couldn't even answer because she's not black.
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back.
So this girl been running around with Black Star, Sean Paul,
Ma'am,
all
your
of these
whole rise
people.
is happening in a black culture.
And when it gets to your EP and get to Charlamagne, you can identify that you're black because you're not. You're mixed with Indian and Zulu. Some people are like Zulu apart, some of them are black, but right now she has an Indian culture. Trying to be black with braids and all. All of these things. Let's continue.
Cultural space, and your team doesn't want you to talk about race. The optics of that were horrible. It looked like she didn't want to claim blackness here, or she didn't care enough to explain herself to the people putting her on.
Babe, when Tyla said on that interview and Charlamagne asked her that question about how she identifies, and she turned and hit that and looked at him and didn't say nothing else, I knew it was going to be a problem. And to preface this, I really like Tyla. Like, when she came out, her music, liked her music, her vibe, her energy, her fashion sense, the whole 9 yard, right? And when I like an artist, I like to watch their interviews, watch their performances. That's how I like to get to know a new artist and things like that, right? So I was actually waiting for the Breakfast Club interview to drop when she had it. And I remember when it dropped, I watched it literally as soon as it dropped. I watched it on YouTube, right? And when it got to that point of the interview, when he asked her about her identity, and she turned and looked at him and didn't say nothing, I literally was like this watching the interview. Because I was like, anything that she does after this interview is not going to hit right. Why? Because she just offended a culture that when they're offended, you're going to feel it, which is the black culture. When you offend black people, rub black people the wrong.
Because here you're not going to claim black. Say that you're a black girl from South Africa, and when we find out you're Indian, you're Zulu Indian. And when they ask you, what are you talking about, you're black, you turn to your EP or you turn to your management and they say they don't want to talk about race. Why you don't want to talk about race? The whole world is on about race, the way we see it. Oh, no.
Wrong way, you will feel it. Whether people want to admit it or not, you will feel it. Then to top it all off, we live in a very much so got you culture over here in America. I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but over here in America, we definitely live in a I got you culture. And what I mean by that is if you do something that negatively rubs another group of people or an opposing side, what's going to happen is they're going to wait back, sit back for something horrific or bad or awful to happen to you. And then they're going to point it out, highlight it, and celebrate it. We've seen it with Target. Whenever their stocks go down or something like that, it's highlighted and talked about. We've seen it with Mooney Long. When she said what she said to the black women and things like that, now that we're not hearing music from her or anything like that, that's being highlighted and laughed at. Those poor kids over in Texas that got hit by that storm, when people found out that some of their parents voted for Donald Trump, they began to laugh and point at them people losing their kids. This is what we're seeing with Tyla. She said something that offended the community over here in the United States. She released the album in the United States. It didn't do well. Those same people that she offended is now standing back, highlighting it, pointing and laughing, saying, ha, ha, ha. You went from being looked at up to highly and, being looked forward to in the music.
Because they thought she was a South African black girl coming through. When you hide, this girl is an Indian Zulu girl wanted to be black. And when they asked her about race, the manager turned and said, we don't want to talk about race. Which black person nowadays days don't want to talk about race? Only Lil Wayne. I don't believe in racism. And I don't know if there's racism. Because majority of the people that come to my concert are white kids. And when I was dying and I got shot, there was a white officer that helped me out. Well, that's his job. That is his job, because if he never helped you, the same black community would have come beat him, officer. How come he never gave the man CPR? So that was his job. It didn't do you a favor much. The way I see it, man. And after that, Lil Wayne concert being canceled from one end to the next. His concert was the other day canceled. Because over the years, that lean mixing cough syrup with all kind of bullshit. Yeah.
Music industry to now there's people on a vast scale celebrating the downfall of your project that you put
Yup.
out.
Then came the Defense Squad, her South African fan base, flooding comment sections not to educate, not to explain, but to insult, calling Black Americans ignorant, uneducated, and too dumb to understand South African racial categories.
Tyla album, EP, whatever she has out right now, flopped because of her super fans in South Africa. Because these super fans, they do not want anyone who's Black in America to give her constructive criticism. Every time somebody come and say something about her, they have a problem with it. When the color thing happened, people came on this app and they were like, hey, you know, Tyla is at the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
This is geared towards Black audience.
Right? Because she came off as a black girl. Did a song with Sean Paul and all. Let it jump, 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 to the jump, jump, jump. Everybody's like, yo, this is a young black girl. How come she looks so young? Nevertheless, to know that she's a Indian person. Right here they claim. And her parents is also Indian Zulu, they claim. Same like when the lady was running against Donald Trump. She came out as a black person. Wanted to be telling everybody about that she's black. And when we hide, she was fully Indian. Right? And we know how a lot of times, not all Indians, but we know a lot of times they're racist as hell. If you don't know. Okay? So, Tyla at the Breakfast Club, like I told you guys, when they asked her about the situation, girl couldn't answer about her color. Okay? Girl couldn't answer nothing about her color. All right? So this is the awkward part I think they were saying. Right here.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Watch this. She came back and talk.
Yeah. Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I
Talk
like
up.
that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Could you imagine?
School me on these debates that they be having
One
about
more time.
your identity as an African colored person. What does that even mean?
Gotcha.
Can we? Yeah. Can we not?
Talk about
Oh, I
race.
like that. We
Oh
keeping that in the interview
shit.
too. I like when they talk
Could you imagine?
and say we can't.
So you can't talk about race. Not at all. But you could come out as a colored black woman when you want your music to sing. When you want to bubble that waist and get all the hit song and get all of that color up from the black culture, you're black then. When you want to wear all those braids and all of that, you're black then. Remember, majority of these braids that we're wearing out here, those were road maps for people to escape from slavery. No history. So when you guys are out here wearing your braids, you're Bantu nuts, you this, you that, wear it with grace. Because those are, back in the days, those kind of braids were road maps hidden in your head, in the slave's head, to escape route. Don't let me have to come and teach you guys, my voice is going. Do you understand? So Tyla, how dare you? How dare you when they ask you?
I like that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Huh? When they ask you.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Look at this.
Can we? Yeah.
Look at this.
Not. Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview.
So her management, she turned to her management. Look at the braids she have in her head, you know. You having black people braids in your head when you know you're Indian Zulu. Okay. All right, we're going to give you that. And when they ask you about black, you can't talk. You turn to your management is like, let's keep race out of it. How can she keep race out of it when she came out almost like a black girl? So the Indian people will sell everything Caribbean, sell everything black, but don't know nothing about the blackness. The Muslim will do the same thing. and don't know nothing about the blackness. And when you go around their businesses, they talk all kind of different languages that you don't understand. So when are we gonna stop? Give people the lead hand to come out here to take our culture. And when it's good to talk about blackness, they can't talk about blackness. Why? Why crowd of people? Why? So although my voice is going, people have to come and shed this one. I'm not around a lot because I'm busy. Out here working and all, doing my own thing. So more time I can't come around to give you guys a content. And because my voice is almost going, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to come and give you guys a content. Now and then. So where are you guys to talk about this? When she let it jump, 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 jump. And then she has a song out with Skilly Bang. So you're out here have song with our Skilly Bang. Have song out here with Sean Paul. And when people ask you about your blackness, you don't know. So we had to do our research to know that, 1 second, that your mom and dad, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. So can you tell me which part you're black right here? Tell me. Tyla was born and raised in Johannesburg, South Africa, to a multi-racial family. Yeah? With Indian, Hindu, and all of that. Even Irish ancestors. So any black in here, please and thanks? Anything? Back in the days, they said, okay, Zulu is a black culture. But if you go to South Africa, no, it's not what it is. Because right now in South Africa, the white farmers is saying that they're going through genocide. And we are always was saying that many blacks are being killed by farmers of stealing their crop. Like this story that I brought to you guys the other day, where the black woman was shot, killed, and fed to pigs. When you look at the race of South Africa farmers, majority of the farmers that own South Africa and a dominant black country is black, is white farmers that own the farm, and black people are the slave. Remember the story that I told you guys the other day? This is the reason why. Because people like Tyla, South African farm worker, says he was forced to feed women to pigs. Remember the story? Remember the other story? That the white farmer pinned the mother and the son on the wall for taking stuff off the farm? Remember, we're not saying, yeah, it's good to steal and all. Thou shalt not steal. But how for years they've been taking stuff from the black community and make it like we found out that, 1 second, the king benefit from slave that came out in the paper the other day. Like we didn't know this all this time. When the Caribbean is asking for repatriation money and all of that. So right here, guys. 1 second. Let me accept this. 1 second. So a long time people been doing this shit from the longest time. Profiting off of black people. Doing all of this nonsense and get away with it. So Tyla is no different than what's happening now. Okay, guys? Because the king and the queen and the British of kings set it for everybody else to come and do it. Same like the black music. We sing out our hearts about niggas and bees and all of these things. And when you hide is the Jews they claim own the music. That's why Kanye West out here now. Don't have nothing going on with him because they banish him about coming out here talking about Jews. Right? So when you think about it, guys, the Tyla situation, it's not a good look for her because her EP failed and her so-called blackness failed. Okay, guys? So they're out here beating her from one end to the next. saying, how dare you?
PDF filler.
One second, come out here, pretend to be black. And when people ask you about blackness,
Powerful and
one second,
comprehensive solution for creating.
I had to meet you
For the
guys.
most part, a lot of the Tyla hate is forced, but everybody ain't wrong. Let's talk about it.
Okay, one second.
America is tied to the U.S. empire. How Western culture is tied to the U.S. empire. The U.S. empire. How Western culture is tied to the U.S. empire and colonialism. There's a reason why Western culture is so sought after. It's not because it's the most beautiful thing and we make the culture. It is deeply tied to colonialism,
Right.
white supremacy, all of that. It's all tied. Even with black culture being a part of American culture,
Yep.
it's all tied. Even with black culture being a part of American culture, like it is the things that people see is forced on everybody. So if white people in the West are consuming black culture in this, of course they're going to do the same thing. That doesn't excuse some of the things we see as far as like K-pop and other folks. That doesn't excuse folks from wearing Delta Sigma Theta incorporated jackets for a K-pop concert and performing for an audience. It doesn't excuse that. But we have to understand that our culture is tied to the U.S. empire. We saw that recently because
I put up my last video about Tyla's unreleased EP. Someone stated that her fan base or her dedicated fan base is not in the USA, it's elsewhere, but she does have a fan base. Well, that makes things even worse because if her fan base is not in the United States of America and it's claimed to be elsewhere outside of the United States of America, when she dropped her unannounced EP, they did not behave like a dedicated fan base toward her because most of her sales, if not all of them, well, I should say it like this. Yeah, most of her sales came from the United States of America.
Right.
Most of the sales came from the United States of America. So if her dedicated fan base is outside of the United States of America, again, what I was saying, it does not translate right. Something's red flagging, okay? Something is red flagging seriously. For her to be a global sensation and for her to have the alleged following around the globe, and the USA is just a stop, right?
Her audience's interpretation. Instead, it deepened it. Her identity felt like a puzzle no one asked to solve. She wanted to start a conversation, but to many, it felt like a cop-out. Then came the infamous June 2024 Breakfast Club interview.
Right.
Charlemagne the God lobbed her a softball question
ago, I did a video on her about her career and her meteoric rise. And at that time, her multi-platinum song, Water, was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. And many people wanted to know, who is this Tyla girl and why is this song everywhere? And that's when people started to call her an industry plant and wondered if she can follow up with another hit single like Water. And despite what people may say about the song, that song was a hit, no matter how you feel about it. Especially after people started to participate in the water challenge. You couldn't escape the dance. This challenge was everywhere. I know you guys remember. But fast forward till now, what has Tyla been up to and where is her career? Has she followed up with another smash hit after Water? Is she in a better position than she was before? And it's an obvious no. And I knew this would happen to Tyla because Water was such a massive song. And when you have such a massive song like that, it's gonna be hard to follow up, especially as a new artist in the mainstream.
And
Not
pretending
saying
to be
Water
black
was
at the
her
time.
first song that she dropped and tried to push, but that was the song that got her out there. I believe she had a song before that did do some numbers. I forgot the name of the song. You guys could put it in the comments if you guys know, because she did have some fans. She was dropping covers and singing on TikTok, YouTube. She was very active. Because one thing about Tyla, she aimed to be a star. That's what she wanted. She's not an artist that just wants to drop music. She wants to be the next Rihanna.
So Tyla's album went triple cardboard and sold 3,000 copies. She came into this game thinking that she was going to be this big superstar breaking all these records. Well, you sure did break a record.
So Tyla EP just dropped and it flopped in the United States and
Flop.
African American. Happy about it. Let's talk about it. Hey, beautiful people, how you all doing today? Why this is why Tyla album or why Tyla music is flopping in the United States, and people are linking it to how Tyla audience keep insulting the African American people, telling the African American people that Tyla don't need them and all that. So now the African American people have come to react to this because some people are kind of excited and say Tyla deserves not getting a good views to her music. Why some people have a different opinion about it. But yeah, you guys let me know down in the comment section. Do you listen to Tyla music? Is she somebody you listen to? And why do you think that her music will flop in America, especially when she's being pandered towards the American audience? And mind you guys, Tyla has moved to the US just so that she can purchase her career in the music industry in the US. So to see this kind of really disheartening. But I would say for sure, Tyla music is still very, very big in Africa, in Nigeria, in South Africa. That I would say. But yeah, let's go check out people's reaction to Tyla's EP flopping in the United States, and then we'll come back and talk more. And also, I'm going to give my own popular opinion about this.
Then. Okay, so we won't. So we won't. Wah, 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 wah. If the argument anytime anybody said anything about her was she doesn't need black Americans like her, we don't give a. Her label literally spent millions of dollars, millions. I would argue.
Trying to make she look black.
Probably more than that. Upwards of probably like $50 million to market her to America, specifically to Black America.
Yep.
So you could turn around and undo all that by being like nobody.
Because once you come out like this and with the braids and everything like that, and gone we get hit with Skilly Bang, gone go get hit with all these black folks, we're thinking, girl, she's black. And once you throw South African on it, automatically in people's eyes, you're black. You have white South African, Chinese South African, and the list go on. But we found out that this girl is Zulu Indian. And then when you go and do your research about Zulu, the Zulu culture, the Zulu tribe is supposed to be black folks. So is she really mixed with black? I'm not sure.
Nobody gives up and think you guys think the world revolves around you. If she didn't need American listeners, why would they spend that money bringing her to America and marketing her to America? She was so successful in Africa and she didn't need American listeners, then why spend all that money to bring her here? Why not keep her there? There's like levels to the disconnect that's happening with Tyla and American audiences in general. Like I can speak from my personal opinion, and my personal opinion, which I've been saying for forever, is like, I don't know, maybe I'm just too old, but her music it does nothing for me. Like, it doesn't click. It doesn't make me feel anything. It's just a no for me in general. I think she's a cute girl and I like to watch her dance, but she doesn't leave a memorable impression to me. Like, once she's off the screen, I don't think about her again. It doesn't cross my mind to be like, oh, maybe I should listen to the song. For my personal opinion, for me personally, her appeal is lost on me. But if I'm speaking in a broader sense of American audiences, just in general, again, obviously there was the mishap with the whole biracial colored thing.
Yep.
That and the way that it was handled by her team was handled very
Yep.
poorly. And while there was validity to the argument that
Because she's biracial, but there's no black there. Girl is fully Indian. Come out in black, girl, you hear those. Like how Cardi B in the past did everything black. Did everything black now. Until the friend had to remind her that Cardi B allegedly, we remember, used to wear my drawers and my underwear. And when Tasha K beat her some more, the first example she made out of someone was the black culture, the black girl. But yet still, they lock up everybody under Quaalude, lock up everybody under rape, lock up everybody under robbery. But yet still to lock up Cardi B under drugging men and robbing them out of her own mouth. I wouldn't even say allegedly. Took all the black men that she could have. And when she ready to despise and get rid of the black men, she told the black man how much time she played with his ass. Because she knows in the black culture, once you start to tell people that you're playing with a black man's ass, he's going to get forsaken. He's going to be banished out here, and ain't nobody going to play with him. Seriously. Let's continue.
South Africa, we speak about race differently, right? And there's different racial identities, and that's not what we use. We use the expression color. That's great when you're in South Africa. But when you are in America, when you are in Rome, you do as Romans do. And in America, there are different racial identities. And again, I wouldn't blame her for the blunder, right? Even
Yo, the girl came out and said she's a colored South African. Do you blame her? When white folks are identifying black person, they don't say Lisa. Oh, my co-worker Lisa. They say, no, my black co-worker. Your name is never there. If they're going to describe their neighbor, oh, my black neighbor. Not my neighbor who is Sarah, or not my neighbor who is Cassandra. So if she's not black, she would say colored. Like when white people want to say that you're black and feel like it's offended. Like if somebody call me black, I'm not offended because I'm from the black race. So I couldn't care less. Right? Even when somebody call you a nigger, if you look in the dictionary, they claim say it means ignorant. But a lot of black folks will fly off the handle. Especially if you're in a workplace and all those different places, you can sue because you're violating somebody's rights. But nevertheless, a lot of people look at black people and call them colored. Nowadays, there's Indian people call themselves the brown people. And when you look at many Indian people, they look black to me because their skin color, same thing, almost like a black person. And when you hide and evaluate this race, when it boils down to it, it's black and white. So when she come out and say that she's a colored person, and falter in the interview with Charlamagne, couldn't answer about the blackness, then it's a problem. And when you're going to use colored and marketing your music for American people, the word colored brings back Jim Crow. So you got to be mindful how you're out here using words and don't know nothing about the blackness. And how you're out here marketing yourself of blackness but don't care about the black culture. It's kind of sad. Let's continue.
I think someone on her team should have done research a little better. I don't blame her on the blunder. What I do blame her for is the way that it was handled by her and her team afterward was very poorly. And what it did was add fuel to the fire, and it made the situation a lot bigger and a lot worse than it ever had to be. Like, it was just mishandled. And Black Americans are just not very forgiving people. And the idea that you came over here and you made it, again, I don't think it was her intention, but through your actions, you made it seem like you didn't want to be associated with being Black in America, right? Like, you didn't want that. Like, you were too good for that. That's what it came off like. I don't think it was her intention, but that is the way that it came off, because again, it was handled very poorly. And then you have your fans in the comment section doubling down and making every issue, every critique of her being like, nobody gives about Black Americans. Okay, well then why would we support her? The other part of it is what I said earlier about her having an entire machine behind her, and like her.
Remember from day one they said she was planted, right?
I've been saying it for a while now that her
1 second.
fame and her way that she gets praised in the media.
Remember in the past they said she was planted. In the past, Foota High people beat her and said she's too young. She's too young. What kind of little girl is this out here? Right? Remember? So the other day, let me remind you guys what's going on here. So the other day, Charlamagne asked her, what is about this blackness? And she couldn't answer. Okay? 1 second. Let me remind you guys about this again.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Look, she's gonna look back at her management. Look.
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
That's even. School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person.
Right? They market her out here as a black girl, not as an Indian girl. So when you have black hairdos like these, not remembering that most of these black hairdos, these braids, were maps, road maps, escape route for slaves. And then you don't want to talk about blackness, and you turn to your management and the management team, let's not talk about color. Let's not talk about race right now. Let me repeat it. Watch this.
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
See? Next, listen.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
See? She can't answer with the black hair doing her head.
Yeah. Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like
Look at
that.
this.
We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't.
So that's why they're all here beating her, guys. Her EP fail, interview fail, and all of these shit they claim fail, right? So all this time people say she was out here acting like she's black, which she's not. I don't know, guys, to be honest. So people are trying to react to it, and people beat her down to scorn, right?
A lot of people have been reacting to Tyla's interview on The Breakfast Club this morning and her refusal to discuss being called colored versus black.
About your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Look.
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Could you imagine?
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
Next one, please.
Well, since that clip has made it viral on social media, Tyla is speaking for herself on her Instagram. You can pause the video to read her full statement, but she first says, "Never deny my blackness, don't know where that came from." Then she points out race is classified differently in different parts of the world. She says, "I don't expect to be identified as colored outside of South Africa." A lot of people have been reacting to Tyla's interview on...
Wow, wow, wow. Then Charlamagne address
America.
Tyla's interview.
You'd be called colored over there.
Simple.
Got it. Okay.
Right? All I was doing was trying to give her an opportunity to clear it up because they said that's been a thing for her.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about the label. This is what I want to say so everybody knows. Labels always will come and say, hey, can you not ask this? Can you not ask that? Sometimes, depending what it is, like if it's something like really personal, really serious, something I know is traumatizing, I'll be like, sure, I'll oblige. For this one, I said no.
Yeah.
And the reason I said no, they had 6 things they didn't want us to ask. You want to know what those 6 things were?
Yeah.
They didn't want us to ask about Kai Sinat.
You're there.
The whole "we friends" though thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Okay.
They didn't want to ask. They didn't want us to ask about her not being on tour with Chris Brown anymore.
You there?
They didn't want us to ask about the color thing.
You're there?
They didn't want us to ask about her injury that she sustained. What else was it? In America, we call it mixed race.
You'd be called colored over there.
Simple.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Right? All I was doing was trying to give her an opportunity.
So Charlamagne said that although they said they didn't want to talk about the color thing, he still hammered home. Do you blame him? Because you can't come out here with all your blackness and pretend that you're not black, bro. Like it's a crazy. 1 second, guys.
Be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
That's even better.
You're stupid.
So if you're just listening to this, let me describe what happened here. So he asked the question, school us on the colored identity, school us about your identity, and just like let us know, tell us what's up, you know? And instead of answering the question, Tyla silently looks back to her people. And then that's when you hear that like weird audio. That's her people talking in the background off camera saying, can we move on?
School me on these debates that they
Can
be
you
having
imagine?
about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
So right now, the black culture and the Americans are not happy with Mrs. Tyla. Okay? They said Tyla come out here being black, acting like she wants to be black and all of that. And all of that crap and all of that, right? All of that crap and all of that crap, yes? Anyways.
Yeah. So since we're talking about music, did you hear the whole Tyla on the Breakfast Club debacle with Charlamagne and everything?
I heard about the debacle, but I didn't actually see anything. I didn't actually see the video, but I did see she went to the Breakfast Club and something happened. But I didn't even know the debacle.
So allegedly, she goes on the Breakfast Club.
And shout out to Tyla, yo, bro.
And
I'll risk it all for Tyla.
And he asked, Charlamagne asked her about her defining herself as colored, and she turned over to her publicist, and she don't answer the question, and it was a weird, awkward situation, whatever. It ended up being a viral moment, and after everything happened, Charlamagne was in another interview saying how Tyla's team came up to him and asked him certain things that were off limits in the interview. One was talking about Kai Cenat, that whole Kai Cenat thing. Yeah. So since we're talking about music, did you hear the whole?
Can you imagine?
Tyla on the Breakfast Club debacle with Charlamagne?
Oh boy, Charlamagne. Charlamagne prepared to be fired sooner or later. 'Cause you know how these people go, man. Especially if she don't have, if she has other people behind her. All of these things, right? But anyways, guys, that's what's happening now. And they claim from a long time, like Joe Biden said, she's a plant. From a long time they claim she is a plant and she's not a real person out here from a long time. Joe called it out long time.
The best Afro beats.
She called it out long time.
For Water. She was there?
Yeah.
She was there.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking shit going on online.
They called her out long time, 10 months ago.
Hallie to hold her award while she gave her acceptance speech.
Yeah.
People just making a mountain out of a fucking molehill.
Hey, Joshua.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they made a mountain out of a molehill at all.
Why?
I want to find Armand Wiggins' tweet because he said it a lot nicer than I'ma say it.
Yep.
Actually, fuck it.
Say it.
Somebody else find it, the tweet, while I fucking do this.
She's a plant.
She's annoying, that girl.
Very much so.
Go ahead.
What's up?
She seems again
privileged.
She's a young woman. I love her debut album. I'm not talking about musically. I'm talking about when she shows up in support of the music. She comes off like a dick. This is Armand Wiggins' tweet right here, Spiritual World. My girl, Big Mel. Hold me down. Armand Wiggins says, "Hey, I don't think I like Tyla's personality. I think someone needs to check her because she doesn't understand American culture at all.
How can she?
I could
She's
not agree
Indian.
more with this. She almost gives off entitled or uppity African. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very off-putting, and it's almost like
Entitled coming from a privileged Indian family. An Indian family that have all different mixture within it except black. Privilege, all right. Come out here and appropriate the black community. Wear black braids and all. And when they ask her, tell us about this colored nonsense. We don't want to talk about race. She's afraid in right. Exactly. Right? Okay. Thanks for commenting. Let's go.
like she expects people to just fall to her feet. That is Armand Wiggins, who I fuck with a lot. Shout out to him. If you don't know him, Google him yourself. But I felt like this before the VMAs, by the way.
Yeah.
Because she popped up at the Barclays in support of Usher.
Yes, I saw that.
And when Usher attempted to do his showmanship dance while her record is playing, come on, we in front of 20,000 people. Let's get in our bag. She dubbed him.
I told you.
Okay. They say that.
Yes, you remember that story. Guys, you remember that story? With the black guy from UK went to a couch, I think it was with an Indian girl. And they lock him up. Remember that story? Wasn't it an Indian girl? Remember the same thing when she was on stage with Skilly Bang. The girl was in a cage. She don't want nothing black around her really to dance upon. Duh. Duh. Because Indian people don't believe that you should date black folks. And there's a lady named Miss Cora on the internet that she has millions of fans and millions of people that follow her. She cooks and all, she has her family. What did Cora tell you? Her mom and her family disown her because she has black children. When the man is not really black, the man is, I think, Trinidadian black. And then people will shout out when it comes to Trinidadian Indian. At times, nobody racist more than them, they claim, allegedly. Because a lot of time when people go to Trinidad, black, they're turned back by immigration, they claim, allegedly. Don't mix me. So we know these Indian folks for the longest time, at times, don't do good with black people. We know this for the longest time. And they say Indian people are racist at times, allegedly.
The reason for it.
I don't give a fuck what the reason is.
The reason is that she's got a man.
I don't give a fuck about your man.
Okay, so the reason
I'm not out of line. You on this stage. Usher got a girl.
Okay,
So what,
true.
nigga?
Well,
Everybody
maybe-
parameters is different. Yeah.
And he was coming up behind her, trying to whine on her.
Y'all preach your ideals somewhere else. We in front of 20,000 people right now. So you saying somebody?
Same thing as that guy in the reggae music. What's that fat boy name? DJ Khaled. Nobody, I don't know what DJ Khaled does. An ex-Arab. Taking the black community. Pretend that he's all for the black community. But when Busy Signal did go to America after years, when Busy Signal was ready to perform, they take away his mic for DJ Khaled. So the Arab been doing these things for the longest time. Indian folks been doing these things for the longest time. The Chinese folks, look how much money the Chinese folks make off the black folks, but don't have no respect for the black folks. So the question becomes, when are we going to come together and pull up ourselves and own a lot of things out here like what they own? Back in the days, you would never see an Arab own a barber shop. Now they own it. And renting out the chairs. I'll give you a joke. Maybe it's not a joke. Graduation time, I was too exhausted to do the kids in here, yeah? I usually don't put braids in their hair that much. Because the chemical that they're putting on the braids nowadays, you got to wash the braids first, even before you put it in their hair. That's why a lot of black folks nowadays have psoriasis and all of those flaky nastiness in their hair. And the whole of their hair is all gone because of those chemicals that they're putting on those hair. Remember, most of these hair are made from the horse hair, dead hair, all kind of nastiness. But anyway, nevertheless. So I booked the appointment. You know, it was graduation time. You know, lots of children maybe going to be out there doing stuff. Booked the appointment. It was a black girl. I said, yeah, I'm supporting black business. My God. When I booked the appointment, you know these days you have to pay some kind of down payment. So it was because it was both of my girls. I said, okay, fine. Down payment of $20. So I gave her $40 on the e-transfer. When the e-transfer came back for me to do the e-transfer, I'm saying, but this name don't look black. But anyway, send the money anyway. When I got the address to go look up the place, I said, okay, it's a barber shop. Okay, all right. When I got there, never saw the girl at the time because maybe I was a little bit too early. When I got in, it was an Arab barber shop renting the chairs to black folks. So if I have to charge you $150 to do a braid hairdo and $200 to do a hairdo, then I am going to rent an apartment, rent a 2-bedroom, use one room, even my living room to do that here because I'm not coming to give you $1 out of my $150. So when I came back and I told my hubby's like, maybe she didn't want nobody to go to her house and maybe she didn't want so much clients to go to the house, yeah? So right now they're out here. Remember, those people don't work for nobody. 1 second. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this live because I have to drop my daughter to work. But anyways, and my hubby's like, you know what? Maybe she just didn't want to do the hair. She don't want to do the hair at home. But like I said, people, they're renting the chairs to black folks, making millions off of black folks. Because one thing you don't know, if you know about Arabs, they don't want to work for no one. So you're hardly going to find them in workplaces. They don't want to work for no one. They own their own businesses. And they're doing generational wealth. So if they own a barbershop, they're passing it on to their kids. If they own a mechanic shop, they're passing on to their kids. If they own a Lebanese restaurant, they're passing on to their kids. They don't work for nobody. And then when it comes to their women, the ones that wrap up and wear their hijab, they don't work at all, majority of them. You're not going to a workplace to see none of those people at the work. You see other people that have hijab at work, but not the Arab women. They hardly work. They stay home moms. You go to many of these parks in the suburb, they're all there. You're wondering, so they don't work? None of them don't work? No, they don't. So from the longest time, these people have been doing this shit longest time. They've been doing these things long time.
Your album came out. I'm telling you what I'm saying. Don't step on what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I'm saying.
That sounds dumb.
I'm telling you what I'm saying. Your album came out ages ago. There's mad money being spent on putting you where you need to be seen properly. Usher Raymond does not have to bring your little new artist ass on stage.
Yep.
He don't.
She was in the crowd. She was in the crowd.
I don't give a fuck where she was. Tell that shit to your group chat. Once you hit the stage and you are a performer and your song is on and a legend is trying to highlight you, there is a way.
She don't want to rub up with no black guys. Even the new song, that the next light skin girl come out, I'll shake it to the max. You know hear what she said? While people look she'll look for... The song is basically saying that while people are looking for love, she'll look for jollof rice. I'm looking for jollof. See? So no, and then there's lots of dark black artists from South Africa and they never got the forward or the highlight. Like the little girl that came out here the other day that I brought my daughter to see her concert. Should I wish to get some color by not getting it? Okay? So they usually push the light skin one them forward. And you soon hear about that one that come to talk about Shake It to the Max. Because here she come Shake It to the Max. And then the Jamaica them remix it and drop in and talk about Bad Man She Love. Bad Man She Love when she's singing about jollof rice. So look at the difference between the culture. Caribbean has sing about Bad Man, she has sing about jollof rice. Same as many of these African people come out and Burna Boy and all. Listen to what they sing about. Them not sing about gun. Them not sing about that. Same as Burna Boy when he came out. Him not do him in black African woman them and talk about for them pum pum this and for them pum pum that. The only person he was talking about it was Jada Pum Pum. Right? Because over the years they claim that Jada was over here selling front. So me now look. So African people at times, They don't have no respect for their own black people. I remember back in the days in slavery, them they sell out people for a grain of rice. So we know the history. And if you go outside right now, and you see a couple of African, especially Nigerian, they will pass you like they don't know you. And if you're not one of them, they're not into you. So I don't know what it is nonsense. But anyways, guys, you guys come on the journey because I am going to. Actually, you guys can even come on the journey. I was going to drop my daughter to work, but my battery's dead, eh? So I'll talk to you guys another time. Peace and love.